Hello friends, I'm so happy to see you guys here again this week. The past 4 weeks we have been discussing Jesus' death and resurrection. This week we are going to make something that can represent what we have learned. We are going to bake resurrection rolls. This is something you can do at home with mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, aunts and uncles. You can do this with any adult's assistance. You can tell them it's super easy to make with only 5 ingredients. For the resurrection dessert, you need a melted tin pan, oil spray, 1 package of refrigerated crusty dough, 1 bag of marshmallows, half a cup of melted butter, 3/4 cup of white sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. For this recipe, the adult helper can begin by preheating the oven to 350 degrees. Then they can spray the tin pan with the oil spray. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, I'm just doing 8 of them, so I'm just going to quickly spray 8 of them. Once this has been done, they can melt the butter. I did this already, so my melted butter is right there. It changes it from its solid to its liquid form through melting. Then with your adult helper, you can mix the sugar with the cinnamon in a separate bowl. So I'm going to take this bowl, and I'm going to put this sugar in here, put the cinnamon in here. I'm going to mix them together. When you're mixing them together, you got to make sure that you can't just see white or you can't just see brown. It's mixed. Once it looks all mixed, you can then put it to the side and continue on to the next step. So the next part is where it becomes a little messy. You will open and lay out the crescent dough. This is something that us adults love to do. Opening this up and making it pop. So we'll see how it goes. There we go, that was pretty good. Then I'm going to take this out. I'll start with just half of them. I unroll it and place the separate ones each in their place. Okay. So the crescent rolls are meant to represent the tomb they put Jesus in after he died. So that's what these are. So think about that as we're beginning to make this recipe. So then we're going to be placing the marshmallow inside the crescent rolls. The marshmallow is what represents Jesus. But before putting the marshmallow inside the crescents, you need to dip them in butter and roll them in the cinnamon and sugar mix that you made. So I'm going to go and take the marshmallows. I'll take 1 marshmallow, dip it in the butter till it's all covered. Then I'm going to roll it around in the cinnamon sugar mix, making sure it's completely covered. Then I'm going to take it and you put it on the bigger side of the crescent roll. And then you need to wrap it around until you can't see the marshmallow anymore. Once you've done that, you're going to kind of roll it as well. So the cinnamon and sugar is what represents the oil and spices that was rubbed on Jesus after his death and before he was placed in the tomb. Once you're done rolling this, you're going to again place this in the butter until it's all covered. You're going to roll it in the cinnamon and sugar mix until it is completely covered. And then you'll place it in the oil part of the pan. You're going to repeat this until all of the biscuits have been made. So you take another marshmallow, dip it in butter, roll it around in the cinnamon and sugar, put it inside this, wrap it up until it's sealed, and continue. So then you put this in the butter, you roll it around in the cinnamon and sugar, and then you put it into the next part of the pan. Alright, I'm all done. Now it's time to put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. While those are cooking, I went ahead and made a batch ahead of time. So here's my batch that's all finished. But before I tell you the most exciting part of the recipe, I want to ask a question. Why do we celebrate Easter? Is it for all the candies and the eggs? No, of course not. We celebrate Easter because when they went to the tomb where Jesus was buried, the tomb was empty. Jesus was alive. He had risen. Just like the tomb was empty, our resurrection rolls are empty too. I'm gonna cut one of these open. Do you guys see the marshmallow? I don't see a marshmallow. It's all gone. The marshmallow represented Jesus, and just like Jesus' tomb was empty, so is the resurrection roll. I think that's so cool. So just like the marshmallow disappeared from the roll, Jesus disappeared from the tomb. But unlike the marshmallow, he is alive and went to heaven to be at God's side to continue to watch over us. I think that's so cool. Don't you? I'm glad you think that. I had so much fun with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed making the resurrection rolls with me. See you next week. Bye!